Hey, y'all. What's up? Coach Paul here. God has qualified me. This is Move Mondays, and you have greatness in you. I want to say Happy New Year to everybody because this is the first episode of the new year, which is 2026. And today I want to talk about some things that pertains to new because when we let me do this first. Let me take New Year's resolutions off the table because many of us we make New Year's resolutions. And I've done some research and studied some statistics about New Year's resolutions. And here's what I came up with. It is said that between the 7th day and the 11th day of the New Year's resolution, many of us have broken them. So we're not even going to talk about New Year's resolutions today. Let us talk about new life resolutions. Because one of the things that greatness is about is continuing to recycle this new life, right? Rinse and repeat this new life, whether it's every day, every minute, every second, every hour, every month, every week, every year. We got to, in some cases, we have to continue to recycle the greatness that God has put inside of each and every one of us. And so these are some of the things that I want to talk about today, because one of the things that my pastor said the other day, and my pastor is Pastor Sean Nefstead at Fellowship Church in Antioch, California. He and his awesome wife, Pastor Diana Nefstead. I really appreciate what I see. Because again, the Bible talks about let your light so shine. It didn't say let you talk. It said let your light so shine that men may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And while none of us is perfect, one of the things that I appreciate about my pastors is that their light is shining. They exemplify what they speak. And one of the things that Pastor Sean mentioned was this. He said, culture is something that we create or tolerate. Culture is either created or tolerated. Any way you want to put it, that's what he said. And that was so profound because one of the things that I've learned about greatness, right, that greatness is a culture, right? Extraordinary potential is a culture. Just like ordinary and mediocrity is a culture. It's a culture that we either create or it's a culture that we tolerate. And so when we think about creating a culture, many of us, I've been guilty of this myself, had tolerated many years of my life. I had tolerated a culture of mediocrity. One of the reasons why, there's a couple of reasons, but I'm gonna give you a couple. One, the primary reason is that I didn't know that I had greatness inside of me. That's number one. And some of you out there in Move Monday's world, one of the reasons why you are creating a culture or tolerating a culture of mediocrity is because you don't know about the greatness that you have inside of you. The other thing about me, about the mediocrity is that I was tolerating it, right? And one of the reasons why I was tolerating it is because I felt that if I didn't stay attached to the people and the cultures and the places and the things that I was around and about, that they would leave me and I would be alone. Only to realize that in that mediocrity culture, watch this, y'all, only to realize that in that mediocrity culture, in that ordinary culture, Coach Paul was alone anyway. Coach Paul was miserable anyway. Coach Paul was depressed anyway. And so understanding that now that I understand that culture is something that we create or tolerate, what I want to do for all of us, right, with and for all of us, is learn how to start to create a culture of greatness. Does that mean we're going to be great all the time? Absolutely not. Does that mean we're going to get everything right all the time? Absolutely not. Does that mean that we are not going to sin? Absolutely not. We are going to fall. We are going to fall short sometimes. But the culture that we create in terms of our greatness, what that means is we won't use falling short or walking in sin as a practice. We won't use being in mediocre mindsets or mediocre circles and communities as a practice. We may pass through them. And again, I want y'all to understand. Let me say this. I don't want anybody out there to ever think or believe that Coach Paul is saying to you that because somebody is walking in their greatness and somebody is living a mediocre life, that the people that's walking in their greatness is better than the people who's living mediocre. I'm not ever saying that. We are not better than anybody. The only thing that I am saying is that now that we understand that this is not only a way of life, it's a culture that we create or tolerate. Let us come to a place in our lives where we start to watch this. First and foremost, in order for you to walk into greatness, you got to find out who you are. That's number one. And so many of us in this world with this greatness that's within us don't even know who we are because we have not tapped into the one who made us, the one, the only, and the true living God. How is it, watch this, how is it that some of us, we want to be great, right? We want to stand on top of the mountains. We want to be at the highest level of whatever it is that we are part of, but we don't want to go to the source and get the information that we need, not only to, watch this, gain it, become it, but also to maintain it. So you'll never get to you and I, we will always live in a culture. I don't care how great you are. Now watch this. I don't care how great you are. We'll always live in a culture of mediocrity and ordinary if we don't tap into our relationship with God and ask him this question: who do you say that I am? And what am I supposed to be doing? These are the two questions that's going to help you and I to create that culture of greatness that God has put inside of each and every one of us. You and I, we're not going to get it any other way. We can't go to the president. We can't go to our mamas. We can't go to our daddies. We can't go to our significant others. We can't go to the games. We can't go to the block. We can't go no other place, to no other being other than God, to find out who am I and what am I supposed to be doing. And when we find that out and start to become that, then and only then will we start to create this culture of greatness. You can't help but to do it when you do that. Again, I want to say this, not perfect, because we won't be, but we'll be better than what we are. It's crazy. When you think about the things that's going on in this world today, and like I said, my problem is that a lot of the things that's being created and tolerated that's less than who we are, it's by people who say they know God. It's by people who call God their Father. It's by people who call Jesus Christ their Lord and Savior. It's by people who say that they worship God. How do I know? Been there and done it. I'm at a place in my life where, again, less ain't good enough for me no more. Mediocrity is not good enough for me no more. I like when I used to watch Ayanla Save My Life. Many of you out there may know her, Ayanla Van Zant. She's a life coach. And one of the things that she said on one of the episodes that I watched, she said, when you find out who you are, you're going to stop settling for anything less. And we are settling for less than greatness because we don't know who we are. We're settling for this culture that's tolerated. Here's the culture that we have settled for. We have created and tolerated. Anything goes. You can be anybody. I am not. I don't want to shame anybody. Let me say that. I don't want to shame anybody. But because we have started to tolerate, not only create, but tolerate that anything goes, we have people who are out here saying that they are non-binary. I have no clue what that is. They, identify as they, them. I have no clue what in heaven's name that is. Because I promise you this, if you knew who God says that you are, you would not be identifying as that. Again, not trying to shame nobody. I'm just talking about how we have created and tolerated a culture of anything goes. The other thing, we have created and tolerated a culture of normalizing too much. Everything that we are normalizing does not have to be normalized. Because a lot of this stuff that we are normalizing is hurting us more than it's helping us. I want y'all to hear me when I say this. A lot of things that we are normalizing is hurting us more than it's helping us. It's not adding value to our lives. It's not helping us to pursue and walk in and maintain the greatness that God has put inside of us. It's not a lot of the things that we are normalizing, it's taking us away from who we are. That's why we're becoming anything. Because we normalizing, tolerating, and creating too many things. And these things was not meant to be. They are not meant to be. Again, are we supposed to be perfect? Absolutely not. Bible says be perfect in love. That's it. Be perfect in love. That is it. But listen, it's time out for us just laying down and taking this. It's time out for us not trying, not putting in the effort. Excuse me. Not putting any effort in. And then being mad at the people who are. So I want us to take this year and make a life's resolution, a life that says the culture that I'm going to create, the culture that I'm going to tolerate around me and about me and in me is one that taps into God, finds out who I am, and walk in the greatness that God has put inside of me. Because I'm going to end it with this. It does not make sense to me anymore that God has put some of him in us and he is greatness. So we have it in us and we are walking around here with these cultures that's creating and tolerating these cultures that's totally opposite of who he says that we are. And then we're mad because we got people in office or in other areas of our lives that are in control. Or watch this. Let me say this. Let me say it right. that we are allowing to control our lives, and we are dissatisfied. So people out there in Move Monday's world, Happy New Year to you again. Thank you all for supporting. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share with some other people. And let's have some conversations around the cultures that we're creating or tolerating. And are they lined up? Or do we need to change them? Because that's what Move Mondays is about. What needs to move? Who needs to move? Where needs to move so that we can walk in the greatness that God has put inside of each and every one of us. With that being said, because Paul loves every last one of y'all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Till next time, be well, do the next right thing. God bless you all. And watch this. If you don't move, that person, that place, those things, those ideas, those thoughts, those ways, or those cultures, they're definitely gonna move you. I'll talk to y'all next time. Deuces.